Okay, so it's like 5:30 something right now a.m. Uh, Christmas Eve right now, and it's the same conditions as last time I recorded one of these. I'm sitting outside on a park or an establishment bench right now, in front of a furniture store. I got an energy drink and all that good stuff. I'm about to go pump some iron, but to piggyback off last episode talking thing, I'm doing. I hit the gym, and for the first 30 minutes I swear I felt superhuman. I mean, I'm mad weak. Like, I've been mad inconsistent at the gym, but something about having no sleep, caffeinated, feeling wired, you feel like a superhuman for a solid 30 minutes until that wears off, and then you just feel dead inside. So when it wore off, basically, I go walk to jiu-jitsu about 5 miles away, trying to distract myself with Joe Rogan, but I just couldn't help but kind of keep thinking about what was going on, kind of feeling more lost. And looking back, even right now, is like my problems are so trivial, uh, but yet, like, just if I go in third person perspective, my problems so trivial, but they feel quite grand to me. Um, Anyway, so when I arrive at jiu-jitsu, I open the main door. I see my coach, one of my coaches there, and he's basically like, "What's up, bro? How you been?" And I'm like, I'm good, I'm good." And then my voice just gets weak, and I start tearing up, which I don't want to say crying, because it's more like watering from the eyes. I'd prefer to say, but my voice gets really weak. I'm kind of tearing up, and he's like, "Are you okay, bro? Did you hurt anyone? Is everyone all right?" So I'm just nodding my head because I can't speak right now. I don't know if that happens to everyone, but when I'm emotionally flustered, let's just say, I just can't speak. Um, and I just explained to him the situation, and it was really good to have someone there with more experience, because I'm only 16. My scope of life is so small, so to have someone without any skin in the game, any biases towards anybody, to kind of give me advice with a more grand scope of life. I don't know how old is he, but I mean, he's probably at least in his 40s or something, but that was good. And then I called a buddy, a high school buddy, and he took me out to breakfast, where I got some pancakes and eggs and bacon, and that honestly was fire, bro, because it was so calming getting like a good meal in. Uh, I just blanked up. I just froze. Getting a good meal in, and then we talked about God, which was a really nice conversation, I want to say, because I'm not necessarily a believer or a non-believer. I just kind of go through life without thinking too much about that stuff, because I'm like, when we die, isn't just like falling asleep. I mean, if I die and I don't have connection with my brain, that's probably just like going out. Like, I wouldn't know that I'm dead, right? Um, but then you have stories of people like ascending from their bodies and stuff. But to me, logically, it just made more sense. It's like falling asleep. You don't really know that you're dead per se. But anyway, so we had a really good talk about God, and it's really intrigues me to kind of dig deeper, see if maybe research something about God, like do some praying. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, going back to the story, I kind of chilled with him. He drove me around. We saw the butcher shop, some health food store or something like that, and talking to my dad, saying what should I do, and basically we came to the consensus that I stay, and then I get my little brother to kind of stay strong with me and stay at the house, just to set a boundary and make it difficult for my mom, which not because there was anything bad going on. I mean, we were just gonna go to Las Vegas for a couple days, but kind of to win a battle in the war. It was more to send a message than to do anything else. So I go home and I try and do that, and at this point, my little brother, he just got a headset from our mom, and she's been talking to him like, your bigger brother, he's only gonna be here for 2 more years, so you don't really have to listen to him or get to know him, which is, I mean, for me, that's shoddy logic, or questionable logic, because and I mean, to him as well, he told me this, and he's like, so you're saying, like, if someone's dying, just forget about them? I mean, that's what he told to me. So he's not completely malleable, per se, but still, like, oh, our mom just got him a headset, he's being all sweet to him, so he's like, no, I really don't want to defy mom right now. I'll just go on the vacation. And to me, it's a little frustrating, because it's like, why can't you just not go? But then I think, when I was 14, just 2 years ago, I would have done the same exact thing. I would have been scared to stand up. Especially in a situation where it's just a political battle more than anything. Like, we're not fighting for our lives by no stretch of the imagination. But maybe 1-2 hours go by, and then I convince him to go on a walk with me. And we're talking to our dad, saying, okay, Dad, what should we do? And basically, we came up with a plan. Since our mom had promised us $1,000 each from the child support to get whatever we wanted, like a PC setup or something, to have us settled in here, that we can spend in Las Vegas. And then my dad's like, basically, okay, call her bluff. Just ask for $1,000 each in your hand right now. You're not going. So that's what we did. And to be more specific, I was like, okay, I'm not going unless we see $1,000 each in our hand right now, and Clayton's staying with me. He's going wherever I go. That was kind of how we told it to our mom, and she's kind of working on my brother, which she sees as the weakest link, the most malleable. And she's like, Nick, he left you this morning. Remember, he didn't even wake you up or anything. Why does he want to have a relationship with you now? Kind of doing some guerrilla mind warfare, some Vietnamese mind traps. I don't know what you call it, but I'm really proud of my little brother. He kind of stood strong, stood his base. And then, I mean, after a while, she realized, dang, we're like a unit, he's not listening. So she's like, putang ina mo, which is, some profanity in Tagalog, because my mom's Filipino. And then, so she actually did. She's like angrily counting 1, 2, 3, 4 in $100 bills, and she actually did give us the 1,000 each. And at that point, it just felt so wrong, because I'm extorting my mom. I mean, that's what's going through my mind right now. Like, this is essentially extorting my mom. I don't care if my dad, if it's my dad's money, if it's technically ours because it's our dad's, he gave to our mom for child support or whatnot, because she's just angrily counting it right now. And money's always been a little tight for all my life, no matter if I've been with my dad or with my mom, because my dad has a solid job. He's getting $100K a year about, but when you split that halfway, 50K plus taxes, mortgage, all that stuff. Gets in there, mortgage for my dad, rent for my mom, different things like that, groceries. 50K for a parent and 3 kids doesn't go too far, especially here in California. So just to see $1,000 just like that, like, I'm a criminal, I'm a felon, I'm a professional extortionist, might I say. So we go, we have the $1,000, we're $2,000 richer collectively. We basically do nothing that whole trip besides stay in our room. And slowly I start warming up to my mom, like being less cold. And now I'm to the point where I'm quite neutral. I'm not particularly sweet or anything. I'm not being, defiant. and stuff. And then just yesterday, her new boyfriend's in town, basically, and we're eating with him. We went fishing with him for like an hour or something. Not really planned, just kind of a spontaneous fishing trip and different things like that. Dude, these crows are so noisy, bro. But I got about $350 worth of stuff from my mom, not even in the 1,000. I hardly asked for it, but she had such an excess of child support because for the past 6 months, she's been raking in all the child support while none of her kids been living with her. And she's kind of trying to buy our affection and whatnot, which I know that, but I still can't help being sweeter or being less cold when I get this stuff. So I got a nice audio interface. I got a headset, which is kind of a gluttonous purchase. I don't need it. It's just really cool to have. I've been getting into audio, all that good stuff. Anyways, so that's pretty much it right now. I'm coasting. I'm kind of figuring it out right now. I don't know if I said it in that video, but I knew after a few days I'd kind of get a groove of things, understand what's going on. But yeah, that's about it. I got my stuff, and right now it just feels, I'm feeling that human part of my mom again. And I think I'm sticking with my dad throughout the whole thing. It doesn't really matter because as a person he seems more authentic and trustable. I'm pretty sure I went over this, but my mom, you never really know, is she saying things to get me to admit to something my dad did that might have been bad in the court's eyes or something, or is she is her words a sting operation? Is it, it could be whatever, what political meaning is behind this, or if I'm asking her questions, it feels like I'm not getting a real answer. I'm getting what would be safe if the court knew the answer of this. And that's really all I had to say. In summary, my life's getting easier up here. I'm kind of figuring out a groove, but in some ways it's getting a little more complicated because now I'm starting to remember the human qualities of my mom. And now it's just so hard to pick a side to hurt somebody. And like I said, I'm picking my dad still, but it don't matter. But who am I at 16 with such a small scope of life, really little experiences, to trust myself to decipher information that I'm getting from two sides that have that have convinced me. I mean, they're my parents. If anyone can convince me about anything, it's my parents. And I mean, to give you an idea, my mom has convinced all her friends, like let's say 50 of her friends and family members, all combined, that her side is the right side. So if she convinced 50, so has my dad. He's convinced his side of the family, his friends and stuff. So if they can do that, how am I the exception? Of I mean, I'm I'll never know the truth. I'll never know what really happened. Uh, what's everyone's real motives, and I mean, that's really all I have to say. I'm just gonna end it right now because I'm just kind of repeating myself, talking about whatever. So yeah, see you.